Hello coaches, welcome back to another Modern Soccer Coach Breakdown. This week we take a look at pass and warm-ups from some of the best coaches in the world. Mikel Arteta, Thomas Tuchel, Diego Simeone, Roberto De Zerbi and Lionel Messi's team in Miami. What do they do before a session? How specific are they with their movements? Let's look at 5 examples. If you enjoy these types of exercises and you want a full 30 more of them with all the videos you can get at modernsoccercoach.com. I'll put a link below. Modern Soccer Coach 30 high intensity passing exercises. Also, if you want the dimensions and you want the breakdowns of these and you want to look at them a little closer, you can get them for free on the link below, modernsoccercoach.com. We always put the dimensions for all these breakdowns, modernsoccercoach.com. Please like, please subscribe. Here we go. Pass and warm-ups from the top coaches.
Okay, our first exercise is a Thomas Tuchel pass and warm-up from his time at Chelsea. You've got 8 players. You've got one ball. One pass is long, diagonal pass, followed by a supporting pass underneath. So it's a unique shape. It's a unique pattern where it's diagonal set, diagonal set, diagonal set. Again, players follow their pass. There's good tempo. There's good activation. The weight of the pass is really important because as players get comfortable, you're going to look at this to do one touch probably and then accelerate to the next cone. If you want to be really ambitious, you could potentially have a couple more players and bring in 2 balls. Tuchel used this as a warm-up, so good exercise to get everyone going at the start. Next one is Mikel Arteta warm-up, one touch warm-up. This time 5 players, again, 1 ball. Really, really unique in terms of the supporting angle. So players are almost always moving here as soon as this exercise starts. They're either recovering or they're part of the next action and supporting the ball. So it's play, support again, and go to the next supporting option. All about angles. Again, when you get this going one touch, it can move quite quickly. The distances are quite important as well because you don't want these distances to be too big because, again, you want this to be more of a replication of a midfield 3, centre-backs, combinations where you're looking at breaking pressure. So focusing on that second movement after the pass and, again, maximum speed once everyone is comfortable with the rhythm. Our next one is a Louis van Gaal pass and warm-up. I love this here because simple, but there's a little bit of genius in it. So again, we've all seen the passing triangles. What's different here is there's a little nuance around how the player receives the ball in the first pass. But then the biggest one is the third player receiving the ball in space. So a lot of passing exercises can sometimes be static and players receiving the ball to feet. And the game today, as you're seeing with the game and the tempo and trying to break lines and the accuracy required to do that, you're going to have to find a player moving into space at some stage in the attack. This one here, it's the third player moving into space at full speed. So now you have to weight a pass with accuracy into that oncoming player, which is a tricky skill to master, but it's good to work on that there in, again, a warm-up type situation. 6 players. Again, this can be crisp, sharp, but that final pass to the oncoming player. Our next one is one from Miami and Lionel Messi with his teammates there. Again, short, sharp. This is after you pass the ball, combination play. You then go into the middle. So again, it's a good activation exercise because mentally everyone's still getting prepared to go into the session. After the pass, you move into the middle, you take up a different angle, and obviously then you're taking up a different role as you move on too. So again, this can move quite quick, or if the coach wants to use it as, again, an extension of the warm-up, it can move quite slow. But what I like about it is that, again, players aren't standing still passing the ball for long periods of time. They're always moving. The angles are short. The passes are sharp. And then there's a little bit of acceleration as well. Roberto De Zerbi, and this is a fantastic exercise where you're looking at the way he plays. So it's specific to maybe his midfield combinations, where you're looking at that 6 and the 8 playing together, playing vertically into the higher player and then going to support. So there's a few variations to this here. But again, it's about combination play. Again, it's about movement. And again, it's about being specific in how you're setting up your passing exercises and connecting that to how you actually want to play the game. You can see by De Zerbi's work that he obviously does that at a really high level. Our final one is Diego Simeone. This is another really, really good one. You've got a square on the inside, rectangle on the outside, and similar to the passing exercise that we looked at from Thomas Tuchel, this has a little bit of variation, short to long, and the short one has a supporting player underneath. So you go into the small square and then out to the rectangle. There's a good variety here of distances that I really like. And again, because of the distances, players then have a little physical variability as well, where they're not just moving into short and sharp spaces all the time. They're actually moving in from a 5-yard sprint, maybe then into a 15-yard sprint. So it's interesting to see how you do that. And again, that variability can add different variability to skills, and also, again, an extension of the warm-up where you want to expose players to different distances and different types of physical movements as well.
So there we go, coaches, just some ideas from some of the best in the business on how to maybe start a session, how to extend a warm-up, and then bring in a little bit more technical work before the session starts. There's always a debate that goes on between, opposed, unopposed, where do you stand with passing exercises? But with full-time access to players, as these coaches have, you're normally finding that with the plan of training and the game schedules, they have to sometimes move into unopposed work. So when you have to do it, it's worth making sure that it's relevant, it's enjoyable, and players are moving. And again, it's an extension of the warm-up rather than static passing exercises, which are hopefully a little bit redundant at this stage. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, if you want the dimensions to these and you want the breakdowns, you can get them for free on the link below, modernsoccercoach.com. And if you want more passing exercises and more ideas, check out Modern Soccer Coach 30 high-intensity passing exercises. You can get that on the link below as well. Thanks so much for the support. See you soon. Goodbye.